Super, super child, super child, super average child.
For to top it! Oh! Doncaster Rovers have done it!
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan, and welcome to this daily report, bringing you the latest news and links to Doncaster Rovers Football Club. Now, today we're going to be going through the backroom staff changes that have been going on and being announced over the past 48 hours. So, before we get started, guys, make sure you do like the video if you've loved it. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe if you're new around here. Click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And for now, let's get into this video. And let's start with the under-18s and the Youth Academy. So we have a brand new under-18s manager, or as is now known as the head professional development coach, and it's the appointment of Chad Gribble and the return of Paul Green as the youth development phase transition coach. Now, Gribble arrives from Exeter, where he spent more than 3 years as under-18s coach. The 33-year-old joined the Grecians in 2010, initially as a coach before graduating to lead foundation phase coach and then lead youth development phase coach. During his time at St James's Park, Gribble worked with notable academy graduates Ethan Ampadu and Ollie Watkins. He will lead the coaching of the Rovers under-18s group and seek to ensure players are prepared to potentially graduate into senior football. Former Rovers midfielder Paul Green will oversee the group transitioning from Rovers under-16s to under-18s group. He brings experience to the youth setup, having previously been involved in coaching among the age groups. The former Republic of Ireland international 39-year-old is one of the most decorated players in the club's history, having won promotion from the Conference to the Championship, as well as collecting the Football League trophy, first joining Rovers at the age of 16. The appointments of Gribble and Green follow confirmation that Frank Sinclair has moved into a role of head of youth development phase, which oversees coaching from under-13s to under-16s level. Now, before we go on about the senior change in staff, let's talk about those appointments in the youth academy, which affects a senior team change. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is the first set of changes in the backroom staff with the youth academy. So basically how it works, like I said in that sort of report, basically all the report was from the club's official statement. So Frank Sinclair will oversee under-13s to under-16s. That'll be his sort of field of work. Under-16s to under-18s will be overseen by Paul Green, and then under-18s will be head coached by Chad Gribble. Now, Gribble, like I said, he's been at Exeter for a long time. He's been under-18s coach for the last 3 years, worked with Ollie Watkins, worked with Ethan Ampadu, and I did see his sort of interview as he was, his first interview with the club, and he did say this club's got a lot of potential. Now, whether that is just words or whether we're actually going to start to see some change in the back room this summer, which we are doing, but whether we see some actual big changes going on that's going to push the club forwards on the football side of things going forward. Obviously, actions speak louder than words, so we'll see. But, it's good that Chad is saying that there's potential with the club, that there's decent potential there. So he must obviously see a chance with this team. How long it lasts, we don't know. I'm a big fan of this appointment. I really am a fan of this appointment. I think that Chad is a good coach, really good coach. I think that, working with Ollie, working with Ethan, you're working with a lot of good academy graduates there from the Exeter side. So, and you look at Exeter and now they're promoted to League One. Exeter over the past, I'd say, decade, could be more than a decade really, but I'd say for at least a decade or just under a decade, they've produced a lot of quality young prospects. Like I said, Ethan Ampadu, Ollie Watkins, you see those that came into the first team over the last few years, the likes of your Key, and I think you had Randall at one point as well, and they were really building a few academy prospects into that team. So I think that the club's really, I think they've really made a good appointment here with Chad, someone who knows what it takes to develop youth players that will play at senior level in the next few years. So I've got nothing but praise for this appointment. Paul Green coming back. I know a lot of people on social media will say, yes, it's another, former player at the club. But again, like James Coppinger as head of football operations, I like the appointment of Paul Green as under 16s to under 18s sort of overseeing coach. I like Paul Green in this role. I think that, like I said, he's been there, done that, knows what it takes to succeed at the club, been there through the glory years. I think it could be, a good acquisition on the coaching side of things in the academy. And of course, Frank Sinclair going into this new under 13s to under 16s development phase coaching role or head role. Obviously not going to be assistant manager anymore, which is obviously very sad, but I can only congratulate Frank in his new role. I'm sure he'll take to it with open arms. Now, what about the assistant manager role? Well, that has been appointed, as Gary McSheffrey was, internally. We have a brand new assistant manager, and his name is Steve Eyre. So Steve Eyre is the brand new assistant manager. Of course, he was brought in originally as a part-time coach, but the new assistant manager believes progress has already been made to bring the good times back for Rovers. He has been appointed assistant to boss Gary McSheffrey ahead of the new campaign, stepping up from the part-time coaching role he held in the final few months of the season, and he's confident he can play a role in revitalising Rovers. He said, "I'm delighted to be here. I was given an opportunity towards the end of the season short term to come in and support the manager and the staff. I recognised it was a real good opportunity for me, and I did feel that there was improvement towards the end with fitness, performance level, goals and results. Sadly, the game programme ended, we ran out of time and we were relegated. But I think the setback is an opportunity for a comeback. The wheels are already in motion to have better times and return Doncaster Rovers to where they should be initially, which is back to League One, and take it from there. To come and join the club, I'm fully aware of its tradition. The way I've been treated and the respect I've been given has made it an easy choice to join." So let's have a look at the appointment of Steve Eyre and my thoughts on the step up to assistant manager. So Steve Eyre is our brand new number 2 at Rovers. Now, a lot of people, again, will say internal appointment, cheap, didn't have to spend a lot of money, this, that and the other. Look at it from this way. Steve Eyre, for me, is a very experienced manager, an experienced coach. I think having someone with that experience, who's worked with the likes of Trippier, Ben Mee, at the Man City youth setup years and years ago, I think having someone with that experience alongside Gary McSheffrey will make him a lot better. Nothing against Frank Sinclair or anything like that, because Frank had a lot of passion. Steve Eyre, I'm sure, has got a lot of passion. Will he show it more than Frank? I don't know, but I'm sure they both got equal passion. But I think that Steve brings a lot more experience than Frank does, and I think Frank working with the youth is the right way to go. And that doesn't discredit him at all as an assistant manager, because I think he was decent. Steve Eyre, for me, is an experienced assistant manager for Gary McSheffrey. I think the right move to go down. Now, in terms of him being a part-time coach for the last few months, it now starts to make sense. People say in the comment section, "No, you're boarding," of course you'll say that. No, I generally look back at those last few months and think, now I know why he's part-time coach, because I think the plan all along was to bring him in as assistant manager for the upcoming next season. Unless I'm wrong, comment down below if you think I'm wrong. But I think the plan all along was to bring in Steve Eyre as the assistant manager for next season going forward, and have Frank work back in the youth setup and Gary as the first team manager. And I think we knew for months already that Gary McSheffrey was probably going to be the manager going forward. We knew he was going to be here next season. We knew that Frank was going to be here in some capacity next season. And obviously Steve Eyre's here next season going forward. So I think a lot of the dots and the questions are sort of being joined up now, and a lot of the questions are being answered over the last few months from the coaching staff point of view and the part-time contract. So I've sort of joined the dots now, and I think, looking back on it, maybe that part-time contract was just for those few months, and now we know why, because Steve Eyre is now the assistant manager. So, like I said, he's got experience in bucket loads. I've got no problems with this appointment. I think it's a good step in the right direction. Like we were told this summer, it's not going to be a revolution at Rovers, it's going to be an evolution, and it's going to be interesting to see whether it's a good evolution or a bad evolution, because we don't want another bad evolution, because we don't want to step back into non-league football. We can't get relegated again, because we need to be eliminating that losing culture over the last couple of years. We need to be. But there we are, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like the video if you loved it. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe if you're new around here. And for now, I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan. Rovers till I die.